Right now, your thoughts are shaping more than just your day. They are shaping the reality around you. Every intention you hold carries energy, a silent force that can open doors to what once seemed impossible. For centuries, Shaolin masters have understood this subtle power, teaching that aligning your intention with your deepest purpose transforms ordinary moments into extraordinary breakthroughs. In today's short journey, you will uncover how the clarity of your inner focus can act like a magnet, drawing opportunities that many spend a lifetime chasing. We will explore secrets of intention that go far beyond common advice, lessons whispered through Shaolin halls, hidden in ancient manuscripts, and tested through generations of disciplined practice. These are principles that reveal why some people move effortlessly through life, while others remain trapped in cycles of frustration and delay. You will learn how even a single conscious thought, when paired with unwavering alignment, can tip the scales of possibility, how patience, combined with a precise and deliberate mind, channels unseen energy into tangible outcomes, how subtle shifts in awareness, guided by centuries of Shaolin wisdom, can awaken doors that seem locked and paths that seem closed. By the end of this minute, you will sense how your own energy can become a tool, not just for survival, but for transformation. You will glimpse the power that lies in focused intention and how it quietly, persistently reshapes your life from the inside out. Welcome to Shaolin Soulfire, where ancient wisdom meets modern mastery. If your path calls for clarity, presence, and realignment with your higher purpose, subscribe now and step into a journey where the impossible begins to unfold. There is a quiet power in simply being here, fully. Most move through life, carrying the weight of the past or the pull of the future, unaware that the true doorway to mastery exists only in this very moment. In Shaolin practice, every breath, every step, every gesture is an opportunity to anchor the mind and awaken the senses. Presence is not a concept. It is a living force that transforms ordinary awareness into profound insight. When the mind is still and fully attentive, the world begins to speak in whispers. A fleeting glance, a passing sound, the rhythm of your own heartbeat. These subtle signs hold guidance, opportunities, and truths that escape those distracted by noise and haste. Synchronicities are not chance. They are the universe's response to a mind that has learned to notice, to align, to honor what is unfolding. Even the smallest action, when performed with complete attention, carries weight beyond its appearance. Shaolin masters know that a single deliberate movement, a conscious word, or a mindful pause can shift outcomes in ways that seem impossible. It is in this delicate balance between stillness and action that life begins to unfold with clarity. Presence sharpens intuition and owns decision-making. It allows the body, mind, and spirit to move as one, flowing through challenges and opportunities with ease. The moment you fully inhabit becomes a conduit for energy, intention, and insight. In this awareness, even the unseen becomes perceptible, and the ordinary reveals its hidden depth. To live fully in the present is to step beyond distraction and hesitation. It is to recognize that mastery does not arrive from force or speed, but from the quiet cultivation of attention, the art of noticing, and the courage to act with clarity when the moment calls. Every second holds a potential that only awareness can unlock. There is a strength in surrender that few recognize. In the quiet chambers of Shaolin wisdom, the greatest warriors are not those who fight hardest, but those who move with the rhythm of life itself. Wu Wei, the art of effortless action, is not passivity. It is mastery over the self, over desire and resistance. It is the understanding that true power arises when the mind and body align with the natural flow, rather than pushing against it. Life presents its challenges like currents in a river. To struggle against them is to exhaust energy and cloud perception. To flow with them is to discover hidden pathways and unseen opportunities. The impossible often bends not under force, but under a mind that acts with clarity, patience, and subtle strength. When effort is balanced with acceptance, every movement carries precision. Every decision carries weight, and every intention carries the energy to manifest. Ancient Shaolin teachings speak of action without grasping, of motion without tension. Discipline is the foundation, training the mind to remain calm when chaos arises, guiding the body to respond naturally, and cultivating awareness to sense the right moment to act. In this harmony, obstacles dissolve, and what once seemed unattainable begins to take shape. Letting go of struggle does not mean letting go of purpose. It means releasing the insistence on control and trusting the intelligence of the present moment. It is the quiet art of doing without forcing, of moving without friction, of allowing effort to meet flow. In this space, manifestation becomes effortless, and life reveals that it is not the pushing that creates change, but the alignment between intention, action, and the currents of existence. Through Wu Wei, the mind learns patience, the heart learns trust, and the spirit learns that surrender is not weakness, but the pathway to unparalleled strength. The impossible becomes possible when resistance falls away, and the flow of life carries the one who is ready. In the quiet halls of Shaolin temples, discipline is not a chain, it is a key. It is the daily practice that shapes the mind, the body, and the spirit, transforming ordinary existence into a path of freedom. Each repetition, each moment of focus is a step toward mastery. Structure may seem restrictive at first, but it is within these boundaries that the spirit discovers its true latitude. True discipline begins with small, deliberate actions, rising with the sun, breathing with awareness, moving with intent. These practices may seem insignificant alone, yet over time they weave a pattern of strength and clarity. The mind learns to resist distractions, to observe without judgment, and to hold attention steadily. Patience becomes natural, and with patience comes the freedom to act without haste or turmoil. Shaolin masters have long understood that consistency is the bridge between effort and transformation. One disciplined day may feel ordinary, even mundane, but repeated over months and years, it creates a force that shapes reality. Small victories compound, and habits once simple become the foundation for resilience, insight, and power. Freedom does not arrive in a single moment. It grows quietly, like roots beneath the earth, strong enough to support the branches of possibility above. Discipline is also a mirror. It reveals the mind's weaknesses, tests the spirit's resolve, and invites reflection. Yet those who persist learn that mastery is less about rigid control and more about cultivating harmony within oneself. With each committed action, the inner world becomes ordered, and the outer world responds in kind. Through structured practice, the mind gains clarity, the heart gains steadiness, and the spirit gains confidence. In this way, discipline is paradoxically freeing. By binding oneself to purpose, one opens the door to limitless potential. What begins as simple repetition becomes a quiet revolution, turning ordinary effort into extraordinary results and revealing freedom not as a gift but as the natural fruit of mastery. Deep within the body lies a subtle current, unseen yet ever present, flowing like a river through every thought, every movement, every heartbeat. This is Qi, the life force that ancient masters revered as the foundation of clarity, strength, and manifestation. It is neither myth nor metaphor, but a tangible presence waiting to be cultivated and directed with intention. The cultivation of Qi begins with awareness. Breathing becomes more than a reflex. It becomes a tool, a way to circulate energy, to calm the mind, and to awaken the senses. Posture is not mere formality. It is the architecture of flow, aligning the body so that Qi moves without obstruction, like water finding its path. Meditation trains attention, allowing the mind to observe the subtleties of energy within, to sense its patterns, and to guide it with care. Ancient Shaolin teachings emphasize that mastery of Qi is mastery of self. When energy is balanced, the mind grows sharp, decisions gain clarity, and intentions carry force beyond words. Actions become precise, effortless, and harmonious, as though the body responds with a wisdom older than thought. Qi transforms ordinary movement into purposeful expression and ordinary intention into tangible results. Yet cultivation requires discipline and patience. Qi does not respond to haste or desire alone, it responds to steady practice, to consistent awareness, to a quiet mind that honors the rhythms of the body and the universe. Over time, the invisible force strengthens, shaping not just what is done, but who one becomes, a presence capable of navigating challenges with calm, of manifesting outcomes with subtle authority. Through mindful attention to breath, posture, and meditation, Qi becomes a living instrument, a guide for action and a source of inner power. The energy within, once awakened and aligned, moves seamlessly through life, connecting intention to result, thought to action, and the inner world to the outer, revealing that true mastery begins not with the world outside, but with the life force that flows within. There is a quiet voice that speaks beyond thought, a subtle knowing that cannot be measured or argued with. This is Shen, the essence of spirit awareness, the inner compass that guides those who listen. Shaolin masters teach that true wisdom is not found in force or calculation, but in the ability to perceive what is aligned and what is not. It is the skill of sensing life's currents before they become visible, of feeling the resonance of truth beneath the noise of the world. Spiritual awareness begins with stillness. In the calm, the heart and mind attune to subtle shifts, an intuition that warns, a pull that invites, a clarity that illuminates the path forward. Logic may hesitate, and circumstance may confuse. But Shen knows. It whispers of what belongs to you, what supports your growth, and what distracts from your journey. Learning to trust this inner guidance is the first step in moving through life with purpose and precision. The practice of Shen is cultivated through discipline and mindfulness. Daily reflection, meditation, and the careful observation of one's thoughts and emotions sharpen perception. The body becomes a vessel for insight, and the mind a lens for truth. Each choice, each pause, each act of attention strengthens the connection between the self and the subtle energies that shape reality. Manifestation begins not with effort alone, but with the clarity to recognize what is truly yours. When spirit awareness is aligned, opportunities are seen, intentions are focused, and action flows effortlessly from a place of inner knowing. Obstacles that once seemed insurmountable dissolve before the guidance of Shen, and paths that were hidden reveal themselves to those willing to listen. Through the cultivation of spirit awareness, mastery becomes an inward journey as much as an outward one. The world responds not to force, but to perception. What is aligned will rise to meet you, what is misaligned will fall away, and in the quiet understanding of Shen, the impossible begins to unfold naturally. The mind often builds walls that do not exist. Stories of limitation whispered so convincingly that they feel real. Impossible is rarely a truth. It is a shadow created by doubt, fear, and habit. Shaolin philosophy reminds us that these mental barriers are more than thoughts. They are energy trapped, blocked from flowing freely through body, mind, and spirit. Until they are released, they shape our actions, restrict our vision, and dictate the boundaries of what we believe can be achieved. Breaking these barriers begins with awareness. To see a limiting belief is to hold a mirror to the mind, to recognize that its power is only as strong as the attention given to it. Discipline and mindfulness become allies, allowing a steady gaze into the patterns that bind us. With consistent observation, the mind begins to loosen its grip and the heart begins to trust its own wisdom once again. Shaolin masters teach that energy follows thought. When doubt occupies the mind, qi falters, clarity wanes, and momentum slows. But when faith replaces fear and focus replaces hesitation, the flow returns. Doors that once appeared closed begin to open, opportunities manifest that seemed impossible, and actions once heavy with struggle become effortless and precise. Letting go does not mean abandoning responsibility or surrendering effort. It is the deliberate choice to release the stories that no longer serve, to step beyond the self-imposed limits, and to move forward with trust in one's own alignment. Each step taken with clarity, each action grounded in confidence, strengthens the current of energy within, reshaping what is possible. In this way, the mind itself becomes a tool rather than a barrier. The impossible dissolves, not because the world changes, but because the self changes. Belief, once liberated, fuels manifestation, opening pathways that had always been there, quietly waiting for the courage to see beyond fear and doubt. There is a quiet harmony that arises when the heart and mind move as one. In the wisdom of Shaolin practice, mastery is not measured by strength or skill alone, but by the alignment between feeling and thought, intuition and reason. When emotions and intellect operate in unison, the self becomes a channel rather than a barrier, allowing clarity, intention, and energy to flow without resistance. Heart-mind alignment begins with self-awareness. The heart carries subtle truths, instincts, and desires that often speak before the mind can articulate them. The mind organizes, analyzes, and plans. When these two forces are at odds, hesitation and doubt cloud perception, and actions feel heavy or misdirected. Through meditation, reflection, and disciplined practice, this internal dialogue becomes a conversation of trust rather than conflict. Each pause, each moment of mindful presence strengthens the bridge between feeling and understanding. Shaolin teachings emphasize that when alignment is achieved, decisions flow effortlessly. There is no longer a need to force outcomes or overthink paths. The body moves with precision, the mind sees clearly, and the heart confirms that each action resonates with purpose. This integration creates a subtle power, a quiet confidence rooted not in ego but in deep internal coherence. Beyond clarity, alignment amplifies manifestation. Intention carries greater energy when it is supported by both thought and feeling. Actions ripple outward, drawing circumstances into harmony with purpose. At the same time, inner peace deepens, because conflict within diminishes and trust in one's own guidance strengthens. The journey toward heart-mind unity is both gentle and demanding. It requires discipline, patience, and honesty, yet rewards every effort with a presence that is steady, aware, and capable. In this alignment, life unfolds naturally, opportunities appear clearly, and mastery becomes less a goal and more a way of being, a reflection of a spirit in harmony with itself and the world it moves through. Every action carries a resonance, a subtle vibration that extends beyond the moment it occurs. In Shaolin philosophy, this is known as the law of return, the principle that life mirrors the energy we put forth. What is sown within, through thought, emotion, and action, ripples outward, returning in ways that shape circumstances, opportunities, and relationships. The world responds not to desire alone, but to the integrity and focus with which energy is expressed. Positive, focused action is like a current in a river, steady and directed. When energy is aligned with purpose and carried with clarity, it draws experiences that support growth, learning, and manifestation. Each conscious choice strengthens this current, opening pathways that might have remained hidden. Even small gestures, when performed with awareness and integrity, set ripples in motion that return in multiplied form, bringing both insight and tangible results. Negativity, by contrast, creates resistance. Energy clouded by doubt, resentment, or distraction meets friction in the world, encountering obstacles and delays that reflect the inner state. Shaolin masters teach that mastering the self is the first step in shaping reality. Until the mind, heart, and spirit are disciplined, the mirror of life will show only the reflection of imbalance. Every deliberate act, every commitment held with sincerity, reinforces a path toward the impossible. Intention aligned with action becomes a force that moves quietly yet powerfully, bending circumstances toward fruition. This is not luck or chance. It is the natural consequence of energetic alignment cultivated over time through mindfulness, discipline, and presence. Understanding the law of return transforms how one approaches life. Each moment becomes a choice, each thought a seed, each action a reflection of inner mastery. When energy is clear, focused, and intentional, life responds with precision, turning the seemingly impossible into a path that unfolds with harmony and purpose. There is a rhythm to life that cannot be hurried, a silent cadence that guides every event, every opportunity, and every moment of growth. Shaolin wisdom teaches that patience is not simply waiting, it is active alignment with the natural unfolding of things. To force progress before its time is to invite resistance. To move too quickly is to scatter energy and cloud clarity. True mastery lies in recognizing the perfect pace at which the universe operates. Timing is the hidden architect of manifestation. The seeds of effort, intention, and discipline must be planted and nurtured, but they cannot be rushed. Each action, when placed in harmony with the right moment, carries far greater power than the same effort expended prematurely. Impatience fractures focus and disperses energy, creating obstacles that would not exist if trust in the natural flow were maintained. Shaolin masters understand that discipline and patience are intertwined. The mind trained through practice learns to wait without frustration, to act without haste, and to observe the currents of life with clarity. Patience becomes a form of power, not passivity. It allows insight to deepen, perception to sharpen, and decisions to arise from a place of quiet certainty rather than fear or urgency. Trusting timing requires surrendering control while remaining fully present in effort. It is a paradox. Act with precision, yet release attachment to outcomes. Focus on growth, yet accept the pace of life's rhythm. When this balance is honored, manifestation flows naturally, events align, and intentions are fulfilled in ways that exceed expectation. Through patience and respect for timing, mastery becomes effortless. Energy flows unhindered, actions meet opportunity, and the universe completes what has been begun in perfect order. Those who cultivate this inner rhythm find that the impossible is not a challenge to overcome, but a pattern to follow, a quiet unfolding that reveals its own extraordinary power when met with trust, discipline, and presence. When intention, mindfulness, and energy align, the boundaries of what seems possible begin to dissolve. Shaolin principles, discipline, Wu Wei, Shen, Qi cultivation, and heart-mind unity teach that mastery is not about force, but about clarity, presence, and harmony within. Each small action, each conscious choice carries power far greater than it appears, and even a single moment of focused awareness can ignite profound transformation. Take these lessons into your daily life. Pause to center your mind, follow the rhythm of your heart, and act with deliberate intention. Notice the energy you bring into each moment, and trust that it shapes the world around you. Manifestation begins quietly within the alignment of thought, feeling, and action. The impossible is not a distant goal. It is the natural unfolding of life when your inner and outer worlds move together in harmony. May this wisdom guide your steps, deepen your presence, and awaken the power that has always been within you. Let each day be an opportunity to practice, to focus, and to move with ease and purpose. The journey of mastery is both inward and outward, and in embracing it, even the smallest moments become extraordinary. If this message resonates, join our community at Shaolin Soulfire. Like this video, subscribe, and step into a path where ancient wisdom meets modern life and where every moment carries the potential for transformation and peace.